Hello and welcome to UCLG-MEWA Urban Talks, a series of conversations with our prestigious mayors, city leaders, and urban actors. We're in Aksaray, Turkey for our Executive Bureau 2025, and we have with us His Excellency Dr. Husam Shakshir, the Mayor of Nablus in Palestine. Mr. Mayor, thank you for your time, and always a pleasure to see you. Ahlan wa sahlan.
Thank you. The pleasure is mine. And thank you for inviting me for this interview.
It's always a pleasure to have conversations with you. I can recall our conversations in Diyarbakir, the last Executive Bureau we had. So, we can say that the foundations of this interview come from that.
Very good.
Okay, let's start by your political career. So, how does it feel to be a mayor with full of constraints, surveillance, and above all, occupation? And tell us about your political journey.
Well, let's start with the last part of your question about my political journey. Actually, I don't have a long political journey. I spent most of my life as a humanitarian worker. I used to work in the International Committee of the Red Cross in areas of armed conflicts. And I was also responsible for the ICRC office in Nablus. In addition to that, I was academic. I was teaching cultural studies, Middle Eastern history, and so on. And in 2022, I ran for the election with colleagues and friends, and we won the majority of the seats. Our list got 8 seats, and the other list got 7 seats. This is why from my list came the mayor and the deputy. And I started as a deputy mayor, and then the mayor, my predecessor, became a minister, and I took over. And this is
Dr. Sami Al-Hijabi.
Dr. Sami Al-Hijabi,
Yes.
Minister of the Local Government Ministry of Palestine.
Mehmet.
So this is how it started.
Quite interesting.
Yeah, but all the time I was a humanitarian worker, tried to help and to support victims of armed conflicts.
Of course.
I worked in Middle East, in several countries in the Middle East.
Besides Palestine?
Besides Palestine, I worked in short missions in Libya, in Darfur, in Sudan, and other countries in the Middle East. For the first part of your question, no, it's not easy mission to be a mayor, especially with the circumstances and the political situation that Palestine in general suffers from the policies of the occupation and the challenges that the Palestinians in general and the municipalities are facing from these policies of the occupation power. I mean the Israeli occupying power. So you have 2 responsibilities. A responsibility to improve the services, to give a better quality of services to the community, and also to be resilient and to resist the policies that organized by the occupying power. For example, in my city, which is considered one of the largest cities in West Bank, it is located in north part of the West Bank, and it was considered as the center of the north and the economical capital.
Wow.
Now it is not the economical capital due to the policies of the occupation. They followed a restriction of movement policy.
Human movement.
Movement policy. Freedom of movement.
For the
Palestinians.
Okay.
So my city is completely closed.
A block.
I have checkpoints at the main entrances of the city, and it is controlled by Israeli soldiers.
So it's
So there are some checkpoints roads are completely closed, like the main road which leading Nablus or which connecting Nablus with the south, Ramallah and Jerusalem, while the other roads are open, but there are checkpoints controlled by the Israeli soldiers. So due to this policy, we have less restrictions. We have less movements of people, more restrictions and less movement. And Nablus was considered as the trade center and as a shopping center. Its economy depending on the visitors coming from outside Nablus. Now we have less visitors coming to Nablus
because of
this restriction of
the restrictions.
And for example, we used to receive or to welcome or to host per day 120,000 visitors or guests to Nablus.
20,000, wow.
Yes. Now we are hosting only 20,000.
And what is the population of Nablus?
What?
What is the population of Nablus? The current population?
We have in the city 250,000 people.
And you used to host 120,000 a day?
Oh,
wow. That's
restaurants
that's a significant number.
For guests. We have hotels, we have motels, we have garages, university in Palestine and so on. And now we have less visitors. And this policy, it has bad impact on all the
sections. Yeah.
All sections.
So it also affects the economy. So is there a blockade on economy with these restrictions imposed as well?
Frankly speaking, yes. We have some restaurants closed.
Some or significant number?
Some. And the other restaurants went on low profile. Yeah. We have a lot of, we have the problem of unemployment in the city. We have the income of the people, the general income went down, went very low. And also even it has a bad impact on the municipality itself, on the income of the municipality, because people they don't pay their bills.
There is no trade, so there is.
So this is had a bad influence on the general political situation in Nablus. So as I tell you, it is not easy. We have let's say two responsibilities. One to improve the services offered to the people, and then to have this policy of resilience and resistance.
Of course. My next question was about the quality of life, but while you were explaining the first question, somewhat the second question got also answered. But just to have one line, how would you describe the quality of life right now in the city of Nablus?
I say it's not super. It is fair with these all circumstances that Palestine is suffering. I feel that to keep the same level of services offered to the people and not to go down or to go backward is positive in my point of view. But we don't accept this.
Okay.
We have applied or achieved several steps ahead. So with the projects, for example, with the water, with the infrastructure, with the sanitation, with the wastewater plants, all of these activities or services, we're trying to achieve improvement in these fields.
That's
and
great.
we're achieving actually.
Yeah, that's
but
great.
Not to the range that we expected maybe 2 years ago.
So do you have also decline in the kind of achievements that you are kind of set targets? Let's say we have a target set for 2 years with your strategic planning or something. How much is it affected with the restrictions?
We have, for example, we had a plan to open new roads, to expand with the solid plan of Nablus, and we faced difficulties due to this policies
of course.
imposed by the Israelis.
Yeah, That's quite unfortunate. At the same time, but the kind of resilience Palestinians are always showing, that's something we always appreciate, and a lot of people get inspired by it from outside of Palestine as well. I think the third question was about the municipality providing the basic services, and I mean, somewhat you explained the kind of services you are already planning, or that's as I mean the municipality's agenda. But for example, we have any untoward happening in what's not expected. I mean, it's an occupied land, and there can be anything anytime. So, what are the contingency plans from the municipality's perspective?
Well, to keep, actually we prepare the contingency plan, but sometimes it didn't work because we plan something and then it was something different or something else. For example, we are very keen that to keep the water, to keep providing the water to the citizens. In some areas like engineering or here in Israel, they cut off due to their military operations the water network, and there is no regular water providing to the residents of these districts. While in Nablus we keep this one, and we have a contingency plan in case of something happen. We have a standby teams and equipment and tools, so as try to prepare as soon as possible in case of any line is cut by a military operation.
This is very interesting. I mean, when you're expecting something like that, so you already have a contingency plan. So, I mean, this is another form of resilience, and I mean, it's really like we should admire it from the perspective that okay, we know what's going to come and what's going to happen anytime. So we are ready for everything. We're not giving any chance to you to give us another moment of suppression or kind of.
Yeah, but we have obstacles because we have limited
resources as well.
You know, we have a limited budget.
That's
so this is
understood.
Sometimes if we don't have the financial resources to support this contingency plan. We have a big challenge for us.
So, is there a lot of local participation in supporting your operations during these times of, times of emergency?
Well, yes. People, for example, if I need bulldozers,
they volunteer.
The private sector support Nablus with private bulldozers.
Do they volunteer or you have to? Oh,
yes, they volunteer.
That's
I tell you something different.
Yeah.
We have 120 schools in the city.
Okay.
All the 120 schools built by the people of Nablus.
Wow.
They donated the schools. We give them the land. The land is from Nablus Municipality, but the structure, all the structure.
The buildings,
last year, 5 years were 5 schools were opened. Only last year, very big schools.
I think there are so many stories
by
the people.
Nablus population. Yes.
I mean, a lot of stories, success stories, I would say, from Nablus, and really inspiring. So, when we talk about the projects that you're trying to implement, like sometimes shutdown of water or attacks on water kind of lines and everything that's in place with the occupation. So, do you face like several? Have there been any incidents that your projects that you propose for maybe a school was not allowed or sabotaged by the occupation?
Just to tell you today, we have a military operation in Nablus. A Palestinian got killed by the Israeli army today. And when they entered the city, the normal life has been disrupted. Boys and girls, they don't go to school.
Yes.
Shops, they are not open. And the system of life is completely destroyed.
It's a collective punishment, collective conscience that's hurt by these incidents, and all of us outside of Palestine, whether in Palestine or within the Palestine, it takes a heavy toll on human psychology. And expecting this, I mean, this is the least we can do, just shut down.
Well, this restriction of movement is a collective punishment.
Exactly, this is
It's a collective punishment. Yes.
Mr. Mayor, we're having a very deep conversation, and I think the more I ask, the more painful it's going to be. So I think we can cut short my questions.
No, you have your resilience.
Yes. We need to be more resilient to listen to the stories. Okay. One last.
Listen, what we suffer, in spite of what we suffer, as you see, we laugh and we smile.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, and we have this resilience.
Of course.
To face and to struggle. Yeah.
We have role models from Palestine, and Dr. Husam is one of them, and we will continue to.
We have thousands of
Dr. Husam,
not only Husam.
of course. Any outline goals for improving the standards of life within the municipality, and any finances that you seek?
Well, currently we are working on a project. Actually, it's the wastewater plant in the eastern part of the city. We have a wastewater plant already existing in the west part of the city. And in the east part, we have all the sewage running in the fields. And it makes big problems with the health and the environment and
Public
so on.
health.
And we just started building this new one in the east part. It cost about 34 million euros.
Oh.
They are funded by the European Union and the KfW, Germany.
Okay.
So this is by 2 years or 2 years and a half. The project will be completed.
Inshallah.
We'll finish with all the dirt and the bad smell and all resources.
Is it a treatment plant, sewage treatment plant?
Yes, yes, it's a wastewater treatment plant. And it will produce about 10,000 cubic meters of clean water to be used for irrigation.
Okay.
Every day.
Okay.
This is will help.
It's a recycling process at the same time.
Water, yes.
Recycling water.
Sewage recycling, if you want to say.
Yeah, thank you so much for these insightful answers and the kind of stories you have told me there. I mean, you are the torchbearer of the society, and we need to learn a lot from you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I think that's the end of our conversation.
Thank you. It was an honor.
Thank you.